Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Friday, and you know we talk tech in English on Friday. I'm here with my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. We'll be joined shortly by TJ Online, Terry Johnson Online, everywhere. She's coming to us from New York City. And if we get blessed, Dr. Tachi's coming to talk to us about media all the way from Florida. So we are just so excited to have our contributors joining us. And we want to get this party started. What you got for us today, Fran?
Okay, so I'm talking about this day in tech history.
Mm-hmm.
Tech history is important because we sometimes need to be reminded how we got here with these wonderful devices that we had. Somebody back in the 1800s, the 1500s, somebody did some work to get us where we are today. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And my I'm going to skip this one and I'm going to go down here. Okay. Cellular goes live in the U.S. October 13th, 1983. Doesn't seem that long ago. Ameritech Mobile Communications executive Bob Barnett makes a phone call from a car parked near Soldier Field in Chicago, officially launching the first cellular network in the United States.
What year was that?
83.
Oh, wow. My daughter was born.
So, you know, and that was
how you doing?
Using the brick phone. It was the brick and you know, who was it? The private eye guy with the mustache.
Oh, Get Smart?
No, the dude with on the Hawaiian Islands, Tom Selleck, whatever.
Magnum.
Magnum PI. Yeah. He had one of the brick phones in the car, you know.
Yeah. Well, the good news is he was mobile.
Yeah, he was.
And it was really a satellite phone because it was carried over from military use. You know, it would go up, beam the thing, and come back down, and you could call around from troop to troop.
Yeah, because it was military. The military, that's how they communicated to
the troops.
Yeah. So October 15, 1878, Thomas Edison, I did say 1878. Thomas Edison and a group of investors formed the Edison Electric Light Company. The goal of the company was to provide financial support for Edison's electric light experiments and work on developing an electrical lighting system for the entire city. The long-lasting carbonized filament light bulb was developed by Edison while working for this company. Eventually, this and several other Edison companies were merged to form General Electric.
GE.
Right. So here's the thing. Without them somebody playing with the tech, trying to figure it all out and putting money into it, we would be sitting in the dark right now.
We certainly would be on this medium.
No, we have a ring light. We still have lights on the desk, lights in the house, lights on the street. All of this, 1878, they came together to light up.
And in California, we can really appreciate this because millions of people are without electricity today because of the wind factor, and they're concerned about it setting off more fires should the lines go down or whatever. So those people know what it is to be missing electricity.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And this is 1878. We're having electricity. Christy is saying it's too much tech. It's not going to get any quieter, Christy. Sorry. It's just going to continue to go. And my last story, October 16th, 1959. Woo! Okay. Control Data Corporation, CDC, not the CDC that we know, releases their CDC 1604 computer, the world's fastest computer at the time, and the first commercially successful, fully transistorized computer. The 1604 was the CDC's first computer, primarily designed by engineer Seymour Cray, who would later go on to found Cray Research and be called the father of the supercomputer. And I'm gonna see if I can show you this picture bigger. That was the computer.
Yep.
Cool. Took up the whole space.
Took up the entire room.
Mm-hmm.
And now the computer is like this.
Really. And that might have more power. What you got in your hand might have even more capacity.
This right here to this.
Mm-hmm.
This is faster. And then and we might talk about this. And if you watch the Apple event, and if you are an Apple user, I suggest that you watch the Apple event so you can see what's happening. But the during the Apple event, the 12 phone that came out, it's faster. It's doing everything faster.
Yep.
The regular 12, I think there's 4 different models of the 12. And 2 of them are Pro and 2 of them are the regular. And TJ, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But it's not to say that your 11 won't do what but the 12 is faster now.
Oh, wow.
And it does more things. The 12 Pro, now I have 11 Pro phone, which has these 3 cameras on the back and it allows me to do some different things. The 12 Pro can do Dolby Vision.
Now,
like movie.
Dolby Vision. Oh.
Movie quality.
Oh.
Movie quality on a phone.
Yep.
Wow.
And they are using it to film movies. If you go over to Apple, you can go somewhere called Made on Apple or Filmed on Apple, and you can see all the movies.
Yeah, they made a movie. They made a movie using the iPhone only. Like no professional camera. Well, it is a professional camera on the iPhone now.
Right.
But
and so this little thing that you have in your hand is an awesome tool that you too can create movies and things. You have to have, okay, so here's the thing. You still have to have some type of background in film and knowing that you're putting together, right?
Yeah.
You have to know the camera shots and the different things. They're not teaching you all that, but you can do this with the equipment. And if you watch the presentation from the event, this phone will get you places where you can't lug up equipment. Like you went high up on Mount Everest or something. You are not taking a film crew up on Mount Everest.
Lights, camera.
But you can take your phone and it will give you all of that. So I was like, wow. Movie capabilities in your pocket, computing capabilities in your pocket. I just discovered something new, and my husband said, you should tell everybody that you didn't even know that. You can, I have, I can lock my phone by tapping and locking the phone. And I just said, hey, Siri, lock the front door. And it went and locked my front. I was like, shut up.
Isn't it wonderful?
And I mean, because we had the capability, I just didn't think to use Siri to do that. But it will do that. They came out with a mini pod.
Yeah.
That you can put around your house and run your house besides playing great music. And I think they held back because they could have came out the same time Alexa and Google did.
I think they were perfecting some things, though. Yeah.
Right. Because see, they have a standard to maintain too, because the audio quality, if you're gonna listen to music, it can't be janky. I'm sorry. If I'm listening to music at home, it needs to sound good. I'm talking Bose quality. You feel the whole room around you, that spatial, all of it. I need to hear really good. I don't want to hear in my speakers. And so they had to make that happen, and they did. And I was like, wow. But now the pod is like this small. Sit it around your house, and it's a nice price for $99 too.
Right.
I was like, seriously? And you can control stuff within your house. So my goal over the next few weeks here is to automate my house, figure out how to use voice control now that I can do it with, I don't have to tie in Amazon and Google and try to make it all work. I can use Siri and make it work. You have, and Chrissy says you have to set HomeKit for Siri to work. Yep. And I have my HomeKit set up. I just need to put the light bulb, you know, the light switches and stuff in place to make it work. I was like, this is going to be fun. Where you just walk in, and I can see how that would work. You walk in, tell Siri to lock the front door. Now I don't have to be home, walk around over there and turn it. I know you can walk over there, but if you're going somewhere else in a different direction, you just tell Siri to lock the door. Or turn on a light.
Pretty
or
cool.
a fan. I already ask it, you know, how's the weather today, so I can decide how I'm going to dress. Chrissy says she just tried it. I had to learn how, you know, I'm telling it to, you know, asking for calculations or what, you know, you can ask it questions and things like you've always been able to do, but this is different.
Wow.
I could be more effective in my home. Have you all used your, whether it's Siri or who is the other one, Cortana and Alexa, have you asked it to do things for you? Have you used it like set up an appointment? It's gotten better.
All the time.
All of them have gotten better, where we had talked about this a while back. Voice activation is going to be a thing. Remember
intelligence,
remember Star Trek computer.
That's what we're doing. And I get mad now because I'm so used to telling it and the other one what to do that I'm like, I want to tell my TV. I want to tell all kind of things. I want to give it voice command. I'm like, oh man, the TV, I got to pick up the remote and I got to press the buttons. I'm like, I want to just talk to it.
Yes.
I know you can do that now with there's the smart plugs or stuff that you can do, but I'm like, I want it to be the TV that, you know, just.
I want the TV to do it. Yeah,
right. I have an air fryer that I can use Alexa to control. So I love that. So I don't have to press the button, even though the buttons are digital on it. I'm just like, I don't want to press all, because you got to press the time and the thing. And so I could just say, you know who, start the air fryer at 400 degrees, 5 minutes, and it says done, and it just starts doing it.
See,
I love that.
So we're getting to that point now, because I've been watching Star Trek lately, and my other Trekkie fan over there, she's I'm serious. I've been watching, and I was like, oh, I want that.
I can't believe I can't get my fingers to do that. Look, she got that down.
Yes.
So I want that to be able to, you know, put the cup underneath there and say, give me tea, hot, something, and the thing to
brew that, because the green tea, all you got to say, brew green tea, and then it knows that's 175 for 3 minutes or whatever, and you don't have to push buttons, and we're getting there.
Right.
Star Trek predicted all of this.
Yeah.
Right.
With the holodeck, we're gonna have that.
Yes, that's going to be kind of creepy when it malfunctions like it has done.
I'm going to go on a vacation during the pandemic. Guess what?
Hey, go to the holodeck.
Because all these countries are like, Americans can't come in. So you're like, well, I'm going to the holodeck and I'm going to go to Tahiti or Fiji or wherever I want to go.
Like, isn't that sort of like the green screen? Only but you're not actually in the environment, I guess.
Well, see, in the holodeck, it simulates everything. Sand,
the physical stuff.
You get the physical.
Yeah, stories. You can, because they were doing it. They were, the one I remember, they were on a 17th century ship or something. They were all dressed up in the hats, and then he was the captain, and they were sailing, and they could feel the wind and the sun and everything. So I think it's more than a green screen. It's going to be like a 360.
Yeah. It will be an experience. I mean, kind of like if you think about what the movie theaters, while they were the movie theaters, some of them actually used to be interactive experiences. So you would hear, like, if something would rumble, your seat would rumble, and so that full interactive experience. Except now you're going to be immersed in it, in the world.
You won't be able to tell that it's a green screen. It'll just be the experience.
Right. Objects.
Terry, remember when we went to Dave and Buster's and we got on that ride? Shut up. We was like, what the? Because it was going and dropping you off.
Virtual reality, yeah. We were
like, ooh.
Wow. Okay. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting.
So anyway, all that to say is that the Apple event I really enjoyed seeing the new products that they had coming out. One thing that I watch weird stuff, and I'm like, so the lady that was talking about the sustainability and how they're going, Lisa.
Yes.
Like, how is she standing up on the roof?
Right. She was up on top of the roof of the circular building. Yeah.
Oh, really? Like, okay, did they fly her up? And then I
probably have, like, for maintenance, there's some places where the maintenance people can climb up the stairs and go on the roof. So
yeah, I mean, but I think it was really smart the way they did it. They are practicing social distancing to the fullest extent, where Tim Cook is inside the auditorium. You have, the other people outside the smart home that they've built. So, there are ways to do this. And honestly, I prefer this type of event, even though I always attended virtually because I'm never in Cupertino to attend. But I prefer this than the souped up, terrible jokes that these engineers who are not comedians tell. I just give me the facts. You don't have to be cute about it. I like this.
And then it's a shorter time.
I'm gonna ask.
There all day.
It's 3 hours. And I mean, again, as somebody that I'm watching the entire thing because obviously I'm press. So I'm taking down everything and trying to make sure I don't miss things. But there's a point where it's like, should I just wait for The Verge to come out with their version of it instead of,
Right.
So
I think good. And I think people are seeing the benefits of doing things virtually by you get to the point.
You can compress,
and and people can get the information that you were trying to get to them, and not be taking up their entire day. You have saved a boatload of money by not having to bring in all these different people, and because there's the with the unions that you have to have the lighting crews and everything that goes into this,
right?
To make it happen.
Exactly.
But you just cut your costs down and are able to actually reach the people, tell them what you want to tell them, and let them go, wow, I might do that.
And let them go home.
Because they didn't forget and get overwhelmed by stuff that had nothing to do with what you were talking about.
Right.
Exactly.
Or trying to make sad jokes when you're not a comedian. Stop it.
They are not Mark Ward. Just tell us about, these are people, and I'm saying this because I am one. The nerds are trying to run the world, people. They are the ones who.
They are running it.
Oh, we run it. We run it. And that includes all of us. We are all nerds. We
yes,
run this thing.
Yes.
We run this thing, in case they didn't know.
Right.
They think they're running it. We run it.
She said, "We run it.
Cheers.
We run it."
Oh, what a good
Nerds. So anyway, that was my thing. The Apple event was good. You can watch it online, YouTube, on the Apple site, whatever. But I thought they came out with some really nice things. And the lady did that trick. She's standing up on top of that building. I was like,
Yeah, that was impressive.
she was standing there real gingerly because I'm glad it wasn't a windy day because I was like, oh, she was being careful right there. And I saw how they probably got her in and out, but I was like, ooh, how did they talk you on getting on top of the roof?
Really, because that wouldn't have been me.
Me either. Me either.
I was like,
that would have been me. I've been up there to do solar panels and all kind of stuff. So
well, she
yeah,
was standing
Oh,
on
okay.
the solar panel.
I've been up.
She was standing up there on the solar panels, and I was like,
Oh, she was standing on the panel.
She was on, yeah,
on the
on
roof.
top of it.
On top of the panels. Interesting.
Right. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. But I like what they said. They are taking the non-essential parts out so that they can get smaller packaging and that type of stuff, where they're not putting in their earpods, not the AirPods. They're not putting in
the charger, something they're not putting in too. Something,
some of the charger things and the things that go in what are the earphones with the wires?
The wired earphones.
They're not putting them in because a lot of people are using their Bluetooth,
earbuds,
or their AirPods, or whatever. So they're not including that in the stuff anymore.
I think that's absolute nonsense. I think they're just trying to find more ways to make profit. Those things are what, pennies on the dollar. It costs you nothing to, let's say, while there are a lot of people that are using the AirPods and things like that, there's still a lot of people, those things don't stay charged all the time. So then you have to go to your backup number two. So I was not that it affects me because I'm not an iPhone person, but this is actually the norm across many mobile phone companies now, that they're stopping they don't include earbuds anymore.
They're accessories.
Yeah, they're accessories. If you need them, you go and buy them. So to me, it's like, and that's, I'm annoyed with that because we're already spending in many cases upwards of $1,000 on a phone. You couldn't spend one more dollar and put these inside, make me feel like I get something more.
And the argument from her point was because they're ending up landfills or someplace, and so they just didn't want to keep having them because people are, anyway.
Well, no, you're right. You're right. But that's because they do a piss poor job of keeping, think about them. Some I've had for years, and then some they conk out after a minute or two. And that means that you need to do better in terms of constructing them so that they do last. People throw them away because, the left ear is gone now.
Or maybe you should have a recycling program in your area.
That too. Because there's copper wire inside. I know they can break down the components and get some recycling out of it.
That much of something.
Right.
You can find a way to benefit from it.
They don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they recycle the other stuff. I don't know about the wires. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I just thought it was an interesting presentation. And I was just intrigued about how she was standing up on the roof.
That's the thing that got you.
I was like, oh, why are you on the roof? You know what I mean? Because I had to concentrate on what she was talking about because I'm like, how are you up there?
Right.
And why?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As big as that complex is, I'm like, okay. So.
Have either of you ever been to the Apple complex?
No.
The Bay Area is nice. Traffic is not.
Oh, traffic.
It's a real challenge.
I was like, okay, if I'm going to the Bay Area, I'm going to need to get a ride. And because I'm not driving.
I need to be on a tour bus because I just don't want to be bothered with it. You know what I mean? Like a
Wow.
great tour.
I just don't want to be bothered with it.
Wow. Well, that's like Southern California is the same way, right? I remember being in traffic in LA for quite some time. Yeah.
And I used to work in San Francisco. It is not
It ain't cute
thing.
It's nice to visit or whatever, but you definitely want somebody else driving to get you there. You don't, because that traffic is just not, and it's only like 80 miles from where we are.
You need somebody who knows where they're going and how to get there.
It's a hassle.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But I do want to talk about this real quick because I want you guys to have your 15 minutes
of fame. Okay.
So let me get to this real quick. I have one article, and that is I want to talk about the fact that Zoom is offering a new service called On Zoom. And it is a ticketing service, so that now you don't have to set your tickets up on Eventbrite. You can actually set them up on the Zoom app.
Oh,
Yes, and they can pay your classes, your events, the things that you were using tip jars for, and everything else trying to get paid. You can sell tickets through them, and of course, not of course, but they have partnered with PayPal for you to go through the payment process. PayPal also allows you to swipe a credit card. For those of you who don't like PayPal, you can use, the regular credit card process, but you got to scroll down to see it. Also, they try to integrate some apps like Asana, Dropbox, etc. So they're trying to, from what I can see, create a one-stop shop. You know what I'm talking about,
right?
Yeah.
The government tried to do that to get rid of all of these different silos so that you go to one place, get whatever services you needed at that one place. So you have to catch a bus over here and a bus over there and a whoop-de-whoop to try to get. So they're trying to be like Walmart, Costco, where to get you in there and give you as much as they can.
Right.
And on here, I'm looking at this. It allows people to monetize events like fitness classes, concerts, stand-up,
and I was
and music.
And I was
thinking cutting out Eventbrite.
Yes, and I was thinking about Dr. Tachi because I'm thinking, wow, she could give classes on how to use a camera, how to just you have so much knowledge, and now you can do it in one place, and you can customize the audience. And of course, this is only on paid accounts,
right?
And they're going to do an event Wednesday on Zoomtopia to show you, what they got going on. So
now that's really interesting because I think that the hindrance before, so there are a lot of course delivery platforms that are out there that you can use, like Thinkific, Teachable, Coursera, and you could set things up. But sometimes it's a little cumbersome to set things up. But they're better platforms for course delivery. However, it's something like this. Zoom is not that expensive, and you could do minimal things with Zoom, and I'm sure they're going to start to expand the way they do things, especially now that they see so many educational uses for it. So
many partners are willing to come in and allow them to use their software. They don't have to create it.
Yeah. Right. And this right here, what I'm looking at these different little thumbnails where full body scope. So the lady is standing there and it tells you how much this class is going to cost you.
Okay.
And maybe you're not taking the full thing, but she's there on the coastline and you can take a class, or full body fitness. And the guy's down there doing my favorite, mountain climbers.
To
do it. Or the piano person. She's over there sitting there. Okay, we're going to learn this, but these people are online with the camera set up right there.
I think the truth of the matter is people are already doing it anyway.
Correct.
They're finding a way to get paid through maybe Cash App or some other kind of way, or memberships, and then you get a private link to the Zoom. So why wouldn't they? What would you call it? Incorporate it. And then they're going to talk about how to bring Zoom to your TV, coming soon with Alexa. There's a lot of things coming on. So that's all I got, because I'm concerned about the time. I want to finish at 9 if we can.
Okay.
Here we go. So I'm passing the torch.
Okay, I guess that means me. I'm catching it.
Okay. Here we go.
All right. So this week in social media wrap up is, let's see, first up on the list is Google. Google has a new hum to search feature, and it can figure out the song that's stuck in your head. So I tried it yesterday.
Okay. Oh.
And yeah, you have the Google app. So you just go to Google, and there you can tap the mic, and at the bottom it'll say something about a song. There's a little button at the bottom. Something about a song. I forgot what it is, but when you go to the mic in the Google app, the assistant, there's a little button at the bottom that says that I forgot what it says. I'm losing it, but it's at the bottom, and you start humming, and you'll see a little wave monitor thing that goes along, and then it tries to figure out your song. So it's called a hum to search feature, and it lets you hum, whistle, or sing the song that's stuck in your head, and then you use machine learning techniques, AI. Here we go, AI. It uses that to try to identify the song. I thought that was really cute. It's available in both Android and iOS, so don't worry about iPhone. If you use the Google app, I use it a lot, so it's there. I thought that was something really cute.
So I'm interested to see it. What if does it still get it if you're humming a little bit off? Like, there's some people who can't hum or sing. It's gonna
pick it up. It's not, you don't have to be like Whitney Houston or whoever. It's just it's gonna pick up the rhythm. The AI picks up the rhythm of what you're trying to hum or sing. You can hum, sing, or whistle.
So you've got a myriad of ways you could do it, so you don't run into sorry, we cannot pick up what you're trying to say.
Well, I only tried it once. So it says search a song.
Okay.
And right now it's picking up my voice because I'm not humming or singing. But if you hum, sing, or whistle, it will there'll be like a little waveform icon.
Whistle something. Let's see. I'm curious.
You guys try it. You know how, and no one uses Google but me.
No, I use Google all the time.
Yeah, so when you go to the app and you tap the microphone, it's going to ask you something about a song. I forgot what it was. Let me see. It says search a song, and then you just the little Google color bars, they move around until you sing something or hum or whistle.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
You have my attention, Google. You've got my attention.
Looked early to see. I'm not sure how long you have to do it. But this is like, when you get a song stuck in your head and you go, what is that song?
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go to Google and hum it or whistle or sing.
Cool.
I thought that was cute. Okay, so try it out. Happy birthday.
You hear Fran over there?
Happy birthday. Did you see it?
I played with it and it brought it up.
Yeah, see? So this is, and Terralina and I talked a little bit about this. One of the Tuesday chats, I was saying about search and intent, and now Google's always been at the forefront of that. So they are really going forward ahead with AI intent searching, that it tries to figure out what you want. So in this case, you're humming, whistling, singing a song. Google is saying you must want to know what that song is. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to identify it for you. And then probably if you want to buy it or whatever, that'll be there, because now Google is also turning YouTube into a shopping hub.
Yes.
Right. So they're starting to ask creators to tag and track products they use in the video. The data is going to be sent to Google to build out its analytics and build out the shopping tools that'll be available right on YouTube. So they're testing the integration also with Shopify. So this is really big because you see Instagram doing their shopping integration on Instagram Live. You can shop. Facebook Live, now they're putting an integration where you can do shopping. People can shop when you do a Facebook Live. There's also, you have to set all of that up beforehand, but you can do a live on Instagram or Facebook and direct people to buy your products or probably services. I haven't looked at it, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a way to do that if you're a coach or something and you're selling services. You have a checkout process. As long as you have a checkout process, you should be able to sell on these live platforms. So Google is doing that with YouTube. I think it's a good thing, and that's the wave of where things are going. It's going to be QVC on all these apps. So what do you think of that?
Okay, so we're back to when we had cable for those who have cut the cord, and they had a gang of shopping channels.
Yes, QVC,
and I was
HSN, da 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 da.
Woo! And I was trying to get away from them, but here they come.
But see, that's because people want to shop, Fran. People
want to shop,
right? People think because there's the pandemic and everything going, and see, people can't go to the store. That's the only breakdown in this system. People still want to buy things. People have money. I know some people, there's a lot more unemployed and what have you, but there's still large groups of people that have money. They want to shop. They can't go into the store. So guess what? They have a smartphone. They have a TV that'll do it. They'll have a computer, whatever, and they're watching YouTube, and you're on live selling things.
Not only do they want to shop, they want to shop for others who are going through stuff.
And then you have Amazon, because this week, right? This week they had the Prime Day. So Amazon has Amazon Live, where you can do a live and shop. So doing a live and selling is now, it's just more and more coming together, integrated, where you as a consumer, you don't have to go anywhere. It's going to come to you.
These are the things that we need to start to look at. Live commerce is actually, it's here, but I think it's just going to grow in the foreseeable future. And if you look at Amazon, I'm actually really a fan of Amazon Live and because it's not just about them selling. They actually have good content with whatever it is they're selling. So if they're selling, things for cooking, they're actually doing cooking demos. They're talking about the history of where this comes from. It's not just like a QVC or an HSN, which by the way is kind of a guilty pleasure. I don't buy a damn thing, but I'll sit there and watch. I'm like, what's on QVC?
But people do buy from QVC.
They buy. So, okay, home shopping. Absolutely.
Yeah. And people have stuff coming in the mail all the time, boxes just showing up at the house. I was like, what? So
here's the deal.
I started my Christmas shopping.
Right. So here's the deal. If you're a business owner, or you want to start a business, or you want to start a Shopify is integrating with YouTube. Shopify is integrating with Facebook and Instagram to make it easy, and everything connects. So it's seamless shopping. I think I mentioned this a while back. Seamless shopping, because here you are, you have the app. You're either desktop or mobile. There's an app. You go to the website. Someone there is knowledgeable and telling a story, like Dr. Tati said. You're telling a story. You're explaining the idea behind the product and the service. You're just not selling. That doesn't work. You just can't sell. It has to be what's in it for the user, the consumer, the person that's buying it. Why do they need it? You demo it on live. That's why live streaming, live video is so big and going to get bigger. It's just going to get bigger, so we can't get away from it. And the idea that people are not buying don't have that idea, because I watch a lot of financial channels and things are moving.
Retail therapy. I mean, it makes you feel better. You get a high when you get a deal.
Yes.
Even this is the thing, because I love to shop, but I also know my limitations. But you know what else I like to do? So you know how you window shop? Like, I'm a good one that I would go to the mall and just like do things. Just look. I will go to a site of a store that I like, right? And I'll put things in the cart. Okay, I'll buy this, but I never buy it. I'm just putting it in the cart because that's shopping.
But it's you can do that online. Put stuff in the cart.
Right. That's what I do. I just put it in the cart. And I'm like, wow. And of course, it sent me a reminder. Hey, you have stuff in the cart. That's nice. I was just looking. So
yes.
So what I just noticed over here, because Dr. Tati mentioned Amazon Live, I was like, shut up. They have an entire video. It's just like YouTube.
Yes.
It's exactly like YouTube. And I'm like, oh.
Yes,
There's some great
been
programming on there.
Has it been the last month, Tachi? I think the last couple of weeks, a month, the Amazon Live kind of rolled out, and people are.
Yeah, it's been a few months. You guys know Ross Brand is on there.
Yeah,
no, if Ross is over there, we need to be over there.
Ross is there. Eileen is there. A couple other people we know from Blab and stuff is over there doing the show.
But remember, the crux of Amazon is selling products. It's a marketplace. Right. So you have to have something that you are selling, whether it's like, you're in the affiliate program already, and then you are selling things. So again, Ross is doing a lot of stuff that's great for live streaming and podcasting. So, it just, the space is open because it is so specialized, whereas you already need to kind of be an affiliate and you already need to have something in mind, and then you just, apply. So I think it's great. I would love to be over there,
But you can do your training for the lighting, because you offer lights and microphones and all of that. I can see you over there.
Right.
Absolutely. And then I would just have, this is what I recommend, because I already have an Amazon list of stuff I recommend. So,
right. And so you should be, I'll watch the show.
Okay. I just need an intern now so I can put everything.
need a virtual assistant.
And then I have a little question. Are you interested in live streaming? Learn how. I'm like, okay.
But but the opportunity is there for shopping, and it's growing bigger. We're just at the beginning stages of it, where you see everything is being seamless. One touch, one click shopping, one touch this, and then you're demoing it, you're talking about it, you're explaining the benefits, and you're making it fit the needs of the consumer, the customer, whoever that's watching your live, whatever platform you're on. So you see it's going to work. Live.
Okay, wait a minute. You can download the app. Shut up. So I'm looking at these people. There are people who are doing exercise, just like we were talking about on Zoom, right? These people are doing exercise. This lady is doing cooking. Terry, California Cover-Ups would be out of the thick of everything on Facebook that has, you understand what I'm saying? Facebook has a conglomerate of stuff, but it would stand alone over here on Amazon Live.
Exactly.
Because it's shopping.
And it's just getting off the ground. So this is the time to get into Amazon shopping, because it's just beginning. It's just, people there's some people that don't even know about it yet. So if you're getting, you can get started over there and build an audience and build a following.
And it's not, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Because I'm just.
Yeah, the musings. I get it. I think the great thing about it, it's not, whenever a new platform pops up, you get a whole bunch of different people that are on there because they're all trying to be the big person on the block on this platform. And this is not, I'm not saying that there are not people there on Amazon Live that are trying to do that, but it's less about that and more about creating good content and at the same time trying to make a little bit of coin off of your affiliate stuff. So there's a difference there. So it's not filled with marketers. No disrespect to marketers. We need marketers, but it's not filled with a lot of marketers that are, just trying to get their services out there and try to teach you.
Seen. It's not about being seen. It's about selling. That's why I said, if you already have your shopping cart, your shopping system, if you use Shopify or whatever you use, there's more things out there than Shopify. You have a way to do it with live video on Amazon that lets you sell more on Facebook Live, on Instagram Live, because when you go live on these platforms, they push that content to the forefront because they're trying to promote it. So they're going to try to push it as many people instead of you making a video on your feed, which is a lower to these apps. It's a lower content level. They want you to go live. That's like the top of the heap. Like go live. So take advantage of it.
Washing the dog.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, so that's a good thing, right? So
It
we
is.
agree. It's growing. Get on top of it. All right, so
Yes.
Facebook has given its Messenger app a makeover. If you've gone into the Messenger app, I noticed it this week. I was like, why does my Messenger app icon look different? Well, they
It's
changed
got
the
that
coloring.
little- yeah, it's got a different color.
Yeah, they
So
changed the
that's
color.
makeover.
The icon is updated. It's a pink and purple gradient effect similar to Facebook's Instagram icon. Now, once you go into Messenger, there's different features. They're saying there's customizable chat themes. There's the ability to forward and reply to specific messages. Also, custom emoji reactions. You know, the selfie stickers. If you set up your, I forgot what it's called, but on Facebook, the animated version of you can set that up. I forgot what they're
Like
called.
an avatar?
The avatar, yes, the Facebook avatar. You know you can make stickers with yourself,
Oh,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So this is the part for if you didn't know. So now this is the part in Messenger where you can use those selfie stickers. They're calling them selfie stickers, a unique hybrid of boomerang emojis and selfies. Okay. They're also doing vanish mode, so that means your messages disappear once they're seen, like Snapchat.
Yeah.
They also have a watch together mode that allows you to share various videos on screen during video calls. So now you have a watch together mode within Messenger. So if you want to watch something together, I guess this just one of the places you can do that. They're also pushing their it's a safe space kind of thing, you know, the privacy issue and the no bullying policy. So they're pushing that you have more positive experience on Messenger, and then you can report and block troublesome users. But that was always there. So I guess this is part of Facebook's big makeover, because they made over the app, they made over the desktop, they made the Pages app. If you manage more than one page, it's now called Business Suite. Then they want you to use Creator Studio. So Facebook is doing all these different things to make us drive crazy, because people are not happy.
I'm not happy.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't happy because if you own a business page,
I'm saturated.
They've moved the changes. They've moved all the things where you can change things on your business pages, and I've seen a lot of business owners and page owners upset with Facebook, but it's what they're doing. And Tachi says Facebook is
master of none.
Yeah, so Facebook is unhappy that TikTok is the most popular app amongst the Gen Z teenagers. So they're trying to do all kind of things in the background. Look at me. I'm cool. I'm hot.
Down. Or as the folks in the South, the older folks in the South used to say, go sit down somewhere.
Go sit down
somewhere. Do you have to be the progenitor of everything? Look, you've got the grandparents of the people that are on TikTok on lock on Facebook. You've got, younger generations older than millennials generally that were on Facebook. Why would you not? And then, the forlorn Gen X, nobody gives a damn about us. Why would you not?
Nobody talks about us, Gen X.
Nobody gives a damn about Gen X.
Nobody cares.
Nobody ever cared.
Out of all of the generations, Gen X gets the least amount of love and talk and everything. It's boomers and Gen Z, then millennials, and then we're at the bottom. Come on, guys.
But the thing is, that there's this perceived thing, when millennials were that it generation, now it's Gen Z. When millennials were that it generation, everybody was marketing towards them. Everybody, and I remember I was at a television conference, and it was one of those conferences that I always go to where it's all like general managers from television stations and executives, and it was all white men and me. So I go and I sit at the front table and just look in the speaker's face. And anybody have a question? Yes, I'm really wondering why you all are, why the push is to target millennials. I understand you think they buy, but on a smaller scale, I teach millennials on the college level, and they don't ever have any money, and everybody started laughing. And I'm like, they don't. So I'm wondering where that push comes from. Sometimes there's this perception that companies tend to go with. Well, I'm like, but Gen Xers, did you not know they just bought homes? They just did all of this. And it's not to say that they have a whole lot of disposable income, but they're buying things. Why are you not? So I don't know. Sorry, that's my diatribe on the.
No, you're right. You're right. I think it comes from advertising agencies because they like to focus on 18 to 34, and nobody else exists, and so they push everything out to that group. So they love that group. So it's like everybody else, like, oh well, we have to have that group also. But there's money in other generational levels. That's why I love to talk about all of them, because you can't forget one over the other just because, well, the advertising industry loves 18 to 34, male, this, that, and they have a breakdown. And it's like, okay, but there's other people. So this is your clue, people. If you want to start a business or you want to get a new audience, think about, how does my product fit these other outside of the 18 to 34? How does it fit them? And go after that, because nobody is paying attention to 35, 45, 55 and up. So try to reach them, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, well, it's interesting when you look at, and I'm sure you know this, Francine, in terms of real estate. I don't know what it's like in the Bay Area, but working with realtors here, there are an awful lot of people, because of the lack of state tax and such, that are making that move from places like New York, some California, but mostly like from New York. That's why they call this the sixth borough. So, they're making the move down here, and there's an awful lot of attention on winning over boomers. That's where the attention is. And so it's interesting to see, because that, a home is a major purchase. We're talking about now for them, a retirement home. That's a major purchase. And so that means not necessarily that they have disposable income, not at all, because it just depends on who you are. But it means that they're going to be looking for things to fill these homes too, and things to make their grandchildren comfortable in homes too. Why is there not a push to, it slays me.
It boggles the mind.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on. My last story is about Snapchat, and it ties in with what we were just saying, because Snapchat has 90% of all 13 to 24-year-olds, that group, and that's more than Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger combined, they're saying. They also reach 75% of all 13 to 34-year-olds on average. More than 4 billion snaps are created each day. Now, saying all of that, Snapchat has announced that they have a TikTok clone, and it's called Sounds. They're starting their they're going to launch this feature. It's called Sounds on Snapchat. It lets you enhance your snaps, because that's what they call the posts that you do on Snapchat. They're called snaps. You can put music with the curated catalog from music artists that you like. They started out with something from Justin Bieber, some song that they're using. That's what everybody's using. So that you can.
That's all you could use.
Well, no. They had Justin Bieber is the artist that's featuring and saying, look, you can go and add music to your snap. So they're using his song he has. I didn't really investigate it because that's not my. But he's the one they're using to get the attention to this new feature called Sounds. The music can be added to the snaps, either pre or post capture, and then you share it without any limitations. You can post it to your story or share directly with friends, because in Snapchat you make a story that's public, and then you also have a private conversation with your group of friends, and you snap each other and all that, all that good stuff. So they're letting you see when you use the snap and use the sound. The people that are watching the snap, they can see all the information about the artist, like the album cover, where to buy, all that information. So it's really about, selling music. So
and they have running at the bottom.
Right. Okay, so here it is. So they're saying to kick off the launch of the new Snapchat music feature, Justin Bieber and Benny Blanco's new song "Lonely" will be offered as an exclusive in Snapchat's featured sounds list right now. So here's Snap's idea. They're saying music makes video creations and communication more expressive, offers a personal way to recommend music to your closest friends. And so they want people to use this, and they're trying to counter the, the TikTok, I guess, Death Star, whatever you want to call it. TikTok is big, gigantic thing. Death Star. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
Lord.
You took it there.
No, because Snapchat, I mean, TikTok is like it's the 800-pound gorilla. Facebook is mad, and Zuckerberg is mad at it because it took all of the cool kids that they want to love them. They love TikTok. So Snapchat is like, hey, we already in this group of, kids and stuff. We're going to get in on the TikTok too. And remember the ban talk, which is still on hold, but there was all of that talk. So there's room for Snapchat to maneuver in, and they waited until all of the fur and all of the mess died down. And now they're saying, oh, we got sounds. You can come over and, put sounds on your Snapchat and do all those little things that you like on TikTok. What do you think of that?
I think that they got a winner because they already got the audience and they're making it convenient.
Yeah, see, that's
that is on Snapchat.
Right.
The 13-year-old.
Right.
The
and see,
ones are trying to be on TikTok. But
and see, people already, they always say Snapchat is dead, but it's not. It's just not Facebook. It's not 3 billion. What is Snapchat? 2.8 billion users or whatever. Snapchat doesn't want to be that. They want to be them. So they like Carolina said, they have their dedicated audience and they're keeping them happy. So
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. They don't care about beating Facebook. TikTok is like, whatever. We the Death Star, so you gotta beat us, and we don't care. So,
we're the ones to beat. So,
yeah.
Are we ready?
Okay, yeah, that's the week in social media.
There was a lot because, man, I'm still trying to figure out some stuff on Facebook, like how to ban somebody. I'm like, what? I can't. I'm looking for buttons and.
Girl, that was last week. I don't know what to tell you. The buttons move every week, and like I said, I'm just exhausted.
I was like, oh my God.
I'm gonna have to try something, extra.
Okay.
Okay, so Dr. Tachi, you're up.
Okay, well, Facebook is certainly giving social media managers and people who teach social media a run for their money because you constantly have to keep on top of all the changes. So, let's talk about some of the changes and things that are happening in media. Okay, so I've been on this train, the soul train of the movie theater closings, etc. Right? So we already know. Let's review. Regal has closed 536 of their theaters, which led to 45,000 layoffs or furloughs. Okay, we already know that's happening. AMC then came back and said, "Oh well, we're not going to close. We're not close. Our doors will stay open." Then this week it was reported that they could possibly file for bankruptcy. So we already know that they're not doing so well. However, this is what they're doing to try and fill in these gaps. You got to find a way to pivot, folks. Anybody can rent an entire AMC theater for $99.
Shut up!
Yes, ma'am.
What you gonna do with it?
So let me tell you. So you can host a personal screening for yourself, or you could make it a private party for up to 20 people, socially distanced, of course, and have like a screening. So I think you go to the website and you can select for it's not all AMC's now, it's certain ones. So you go to the AMC's website.
Amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing. And it would have never happened.
The person that came to my mind was sororities. So, okay, a night out.
The night out, right. We all do these, although, our directive is you cannot gather. So we can't do that and put it under Delta's name. But if you don't have a directive that does that, you can absolutely take advantage.
We don't have that directive right now, but I'm just saying $99 you can have up to 20 people.
Up to 20 people. So there's also a list of movies on their website that you can choose from. And it's the change. They branded this. Remember, I showed, if you watched Mediascope, I showed on there the video of what they were doing to keep AMC safe. So this is a new branded Safe and Clean auditorium, and they've tried trademark Safe and Clean. How did the trademark office let them get away with that? Anyway, because Safe and Clean are two. All right, but they've got a trademark on it. So this is their new system. And you can view the schedule and the time, and you can book. Again, there are dozens that are doing this, but not every single AMC is doing this. And this is what they said yesterday they were going to do with it. AMC said that on Tuesday, that their existing cash resources would largely be depleted by the end of 2020 or early 2021 if this current trend persists. So this is one creative way to get people back into the cinema
before 2021.
Yeah, exactly. So all you have to do, and anybody can do this, just go to AMC's website and see which theaters are doing it, and you can take a look at which movies are playing. And for $99, I mean, there's nowhere that you can do that.
You can have a birthday party. You can have a distance birthday party.
Exactly. So if you feel safe enough, I still wouldn't feel safe enough for me, but if you feel safe enough doing it, it could be worth it. So that's what's happening on the AMC side. Mm-hmm. Expect to see more things like this happening across. So Cinemark is large. The three largest, of course, are Regal, AMC, and Cinemark. Expect Cinemark to start doing some stuff. It's going to happen. So let's talk more about what's happening in Hollywood. So, there's been this huge push in terms of making sure that Black creatives and Black creators have a say, a voice, an opportunity. And this all started back from #OscarsSoWhite, right? So it started from before that. But the big push that we saw where they said, damn it, you all are just not diverse. That's really where we saw it in your face, and people were starting to try and make change. Well, now, Black and Indigenous people, right? Mm-hmm. So now we see Latinx writers and showrunners doing this. They're demanding action and inclusivity, saying, quote, "We are tired." So more than 270 Latinx TV and film writers, showrunners, and creators have penned an open letter that calls for more action in terms of inclusivity and representation in the industry. Oh. So there are a lot of people who cited Lin-Manuel Miranda, Gloria Calderon-Collette from One Day at a Time, also John Leguizamo, and Pose creator Steven Canals. They've all demanded action in terms of this. I'm trying to find, it says, quote, "We are tired of Latinx projects being developed with no Latinx writer, director, or producer attached. We refuse to be filtered through a white perspective. We are tired of hearing we couldn't find any Latinx writers to hire." Does that sound familiar? "We are tired of Latinx writers being asked to repeat staff writer and lower staffing levels, which not only ensures that we stay at those levels, but also helps perpetuate the narrative that Latinx writers don't exist at the showrunner and upper levels." And they also said, "We're tired of being painted with the same brush. We make up an array of backgrounds." So one big thing that they said,
a pimp or a maid, okay? Can a girl get a part?
But they also said this, that we are a broad spectrum of different backgrounds, so that they're also tired of Black Latinx and Indigenous Latinx people not being represented as Latinx. So, and that's always been my thing. I'm like, you can be Black and Latinx, right? Okay. And you don't see that reflected. You see the same, what they used to call mestizos looking individuals representing Latinx people or Latino or Hispanic, whatever is the term that most resonates with you. So they just, at the end, it says, "We are tired." So are we.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired. They needed Fannie Mae to sign that one.
Yes. So I'm glad this really is signified because these things have been talked about, but I think people are just really tired now because racism has reared its ugly head. It's always been there, but it's even more pronounced now because you have an atmosphere that allows and rewards and celebrates it. And so, you know what, damn it, we're tired. We need rights and things all across the board. So I applaud them for doing that. And we're right there with you. We are right there with you. So,
yes. And I can see where this is, I don't want to say easier, but you have more tools than we had in the past to make things public. You know what I'm saying? To make your letters public. You didn't have to wait for the newspaper to approve it so that they would do an open letter or whatever. Now you just, hey, we writing this and we putting it on the web. And
exactly. You tweet about it. You put it on change.org.
You just have a lot more channels to get your message out.
Right. I'm really happy. I really am. Now, does this mean sweeping, overwhelming changes are going to come immediately? Nope. Because we've been talking this same game.
Here's my question. I want to know what they're doing with all this alleged pledged money. Who's getting it? When is it coming? You know, we put up $100 million for inclusive. Wait a minute. For diversity. Okay, I was going to say
inclusivity, but yeah, diversity is easier to say.
Who got it? Where is it? Is it in the bank? Is y'all making money off of it sitting over there on Wall Street? I want to know, when is the money coming? All this alleged pledged money for diversity, or I want to see the face that got paid $100 million for joining your company. That's all. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, exactly. There needs to be more transparency around it because, of course, during a time of struggle and strife, when people are being, slaughtered in the streets, basically, you're going to come out and make your company look good by saying we're pledging X, Y, Z. But we want to see what are the, and so again, some of the, to be fair, a lot of these companies just started some of these programs, so it's going to take at least a year to see what comes out of it. All right,
you need a year.
We can't expect them to be Olympic runners. They gotta crawl, walk, like that's what Tati said.
As a former EEO director for a major corporation, the devil is a lie. You got departments because they're required by law. My question is, when are you going to enable them? Because they have had programs for years. Come on.
Well, in terms of, you can see right away what they're doing and how they've implemented it. But I'm saying in terms of results, in terms of a pipeline into, for example, Netflix, we said we're putting $100 million so that there's a pipeline for writers of color and creators of color to get into Netflix. We need to wait to see because it takes a long time to do that. And now we're in a pandemic where these types of things are not being greenlit anyway. So it may take even longer. So I'm just saying that it's going to take time for us to really see the results.
You ain't got nothing else to do but sit at home and write, that you ought to be able to get this done.
Well,
you can write it. You can write it, but you can't get produced because there are still.
That's what I'm saying. People have stuff that they have written in college and that's been sitting over here because they couldn't get an interview.
Okay, but what I hear Dr. Tachi saying, it ain't gonna happen tomorrow.
Right.
You might have the money is set aside to pay the people and to do what needs to be done, but now I'm going to introduce another little thought here. Are the people getting the money knowing what to do with the money?
True.
So that right there is a whole nother thing. Somebody, if your mindset is not ready for the millions to come in, and somebody just like, okay, we're giving you 100 million. I'm thinking of one particular organization anyway, and I'm like, we give you 100 million. What are you doing with it? What is going on with that?
Do you have a $1 million program?
And see, I know this part isn't about giving the money, but when I always hear things like this about writing and producing stuff, I always think about Issa Rae, how she started on YouTube just doing her awkward black girl thing. And now here we are, they got that meme going, how it started. She was awkward black girl, how it ended or going. She's on HBO Insecure in the, what are they, in the 5th season? I'm not sure what season.
This is season 4.
So they're going to do 5 and maybe 6. I'm not sure. But look at what she didn't wait and say, well, I'm going to, not that I'm saying this is wrong. I'm just saying she didn't wait. She said, I got a story to tell. I'm going to do it on YouTube on my own and form it. And then hopefully at the end of this, something happens. The something with HBO. So I always like to use her story as,
and all of that is good. All of that is good. However, when you make a commitment to it.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying
you allegedly get extra kudos, extra publicity, give the money. But go ahead, Tati. I don't want to distract you.
Yeah, no,
it's my little rant for today.
No, we were waiting.
Give up some money, J-Bo.
We were waiting, Terralita, so I'm glad there was something to rant about.
I've been waiting since 1968. Where is the flipping money?
I will be the first to report as soon as I see, because again, there needs to be, I guess, a better level of transparency when it comes to these things. But we will have to wait for the results to wait and see. But I have.
It takes money to buy land. Go ahead.
So along those lines, though, there are some, this is kind of along those lines. So Viacom has actually revealed their 2020-2021 mentoring the writers that got into their mentoring program. So they have a writing mentoring program, and there are 11 writers that have gotten selected, and they are all diverse. So it's a lineup of...
This is what I'm talking about.
Right. So, along those lines, this is what happened. So they've selected from a pool of over 1,600 applicants with varying experiences and diverse backgrounds. Well, I don't know if they're getting paid. It's an 8-month mentoring program, and what they're going to do is pair the selected writers with Viacom CBS executive mentors who will help them create new content. So after the mentorship period, the writers will then partake in a 16-week workshop while they'll learn the ins and outs of the television industry. Let me tell you, this is beyond valuable because you can have the greatest content in the world. I've read some amazing scripts when I've judged for script competitions and stuff, amazing stuff. But A, if you don't have representation, B, if you don't have connections, it's difficult.
And I love that they're not holding hand, but it's a guidance of this is what you need to do. This is the next step. This is who you need to talk to. This is where you need to be in order to get your project seen. I love that part that they're helping.
Exactly.
The process.
And I am always like, CBS All Access, I'm not paying for you, but Viacom CBS, you did really well with this one. It's a long time coming. I'm sorry. These mentorship things should have been in place, but you don't mentor when you don't want outsiders in. Just saying. So now that you're called to task and you need to demonstrate that you're giving great diverse writers a chance, now you're doing this. So I'm glad I'm not going to clap for what the hell you should have been doing in the first place.
Exactly.
But I'm glad that this is happening now.
Yeah, we don't want the talk anymore. We want the action. We want to see the actionable items being done. Not, we should help. We should help this. Do it.
Actionable steps.
Yes.
Absolutely. So they say this: our program focuses on professional growth by supporting emerging writers in their craft and providing opportunities to build relationships with network executives and showrunners. And this is Tiffany Smith. If you know her, she is the executive, a Black woman who's the executive VP of Entertainment, Diversity, and Inclusion at Viacom CBS. I actually got to meet her.
Tiffany, okay.
When I was, because if I'm not mistaken, she is a Howard grad. And so I got to meet her when I was part of the Television Academy. I was a fellow for the Television Academy, and they flew us out to LA, and we were there for a week talking with executives and stuff. So somebody said, hey, such and such went to Howard. So that's how I met her. So I mean, just amazing. So that's great. If you are interested in this program, you're an aspiring television writer and you're interested, go to the Viacom CBS website, and I think it should be under careers. So take a look. Of course, they have their writers for this time, but it will come up again next year. And then finally, one last thing. Disney Plus is adding a content warning. You guys are Disney Plus people, so you will appreciate this. They're adding a content warning to Dumbo and Peter Pan.
What?
Yeah.
Let me
So
guess.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Offensive language or offensive scenes that were made at the time of Dumbo, but now they're not appropriate for.
Oh, they're not politically correct.
Yes, yeah. Because when they made Dumbo and Peter Pan, it was a different era, and things were said and done that we do not accept today. Right?
Exactly. It shouldn't have been acceptable back then, but
right.
It is what it is. So, and Lady and the Tramp is on this list as well. So they added content warnings last year to content that they considered to have outdated depictions of people and places, etc. And they appeared as a smaller text box on the screen, according to Variety. So this updated disclosure does this. It appears when a user clicks on the film with the label lasting on screen for about 10 seconds. Okay. So the new label reads this. This program includes negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures. The stereotypes were wrong then and are wrong now. Rather than remove the content, we want to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and spark conversation to create a more inclusive future together. Disney is committed to creating stories with inspirational and aspirational themes that reflect the rich diversity of the human experience around the globe. So that's what pops up.
Okay. I mean, I guess it goes with people trying to rewrite history or trying to erase. Like you said, those things were bad then, but they were made. So now if you enjoy it now, you have to see the little disclaimer that says, this wasn't good back then. And now we're reminding you that it still ain't good today, but here's your movie. Enjoy.
It's interesting. There's a film that I used to show my students when I taught on ground mostly called Real, as in REEL, Real Bad Arabs, How Hollywood Vilifies a People. And the filmmaker, who's also a professor, is Arab, and he reviewed 1,000 films that featured Arabs and Arab American depictions and how they vilified them. And from Back to the Future to Aladdin. And when I previewed, I was like, sheesh, you don't think about it.
Yeah,
but that's how pervasive media is, that you are fed or inoculated with these stereotypes and these depictions, and you sit there and watch it and you don't even think anything of it. This is why you can go to places in other countries and they get exposed to American media and they said, oh, well, we thought Black people X, or we thought Latino people Y. We thought all of those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important to put it in context. I'm not saying remove it because it exists. That's like erasing history. But you need to put it in context so that the same deplorable behavior does not continue, and then have conversations about it. So don't just put on Dumbo and leave it. You need to talk about it.
Need to. That's what I was thinking. There's a parent side of this, but you need to talk to your kid about why this was done back then and why it's not right, and all of the stereotypical things that happened in the movie. Real quick, Bruce Lee, this was his thing. Why he left Hollywood and didn't like it, because when he was doing the Green Hornet, was it the Green Hornet? The depiction of Asian characters, it did not sit right with him. So this was one of the reasons why he did movies in Hong Kong and stuff, because it was just like, I can't be a part of my culture, depicting my culture in this wrong manner, because Hollywood wants to show me, in a certain way. So
yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we have to wrap this up, but I just want
I'm done. That's what I have.
You can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you don't go, parents.
True.
Exactly.
All right.
That was fun.
Thank you.
It was really a lot of information that can encourage you all to go check it out.
Yeah.
Go check out stuff, Amazon Live, figure out your Facebook.
See what's happening at the theater, rent a theater.
On this live trend.
Yes.
Hum a song, do something today to explore your tech. With that, we want you to remember. With that, we want you to remember to go to the front of your own line, We love you guys, and we'll be seeing you Monday for Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations. Have a great weekend.
Terry.
Oh, what happened?